I just hit the road with some dog and brought food back. Hit the road with some shh and brought blues back. Walked in with a suit and tie, they think blues back. On the road high as hell, like I flew back. I can't wait to make it out the hood, I'ma move back. Walking with the city on my foot, I got a bruise back. Nigga had a gun, but it jammed, he can't shoot back. I just put my bitch out my class, they think school back. How the fuck you thick with no ass? How the fuck you thick with no ass? You got a smooth back. I be out in Cali in I be out in Cali in December, they think June back. Austin Powers, all I wanted was my groove back. I put you on your feet, all I wanted was my shoes back. All I wanted was my blues. All I wanted was my blues. All I wanted was my blues. All I wanted was my Austin Powers. Austin Powers, all I wanted was my groove. Left my little cousin at the crib because he do too much. Custo almost dropped dead, say she ooh too much. I can tell the way she throwing ass, she got a dookie butt. Bitch walking with her cat out, put the coochie up. Bitch, you gotta let my nigga hit you, that's my coochie friend. Bitch been sitting in the sun too long, she got a coochie tan. Bitch blow air bubbles out her cat, she got a coochie fan. I can see your pussy through your leggings, that's a coochie skin. Damn. Oh, that was your bitch, damn, I didn't know. I was high off lean, left her at the stove. Cooking in the kitchen, left it on the stove. Bitch, I'm like stuck trying to steal my flow.
I'm gonna say that.
Cornerback your bitch, I'll steal your hoe.
Don't say that on the
Oh, that was your
stream.
bitch, but she still my hoe.
Jordy's regulating.
I'm not regulating.
the
I'm
stream.
just saying that
Regulators, are we mounted?
we are.
Or should we mount up? Are we live?
We are.
We are live.
We're live.
Damn.
I'm
so buzzed.
upset. I'm upset. Right before we went live, we didn't because Jordy was trying to sing a few lyrics from any Michael Jackson song, and I'm upset we did that off camera. But if we can do it on, Jordy, is
I
there a
feel
Michael
more
Jackson
no,
song that you
there's
know
really-
maybe 4 bars of? That's not the not.
I can get like the tune, and if I read the lyrics, I can sing the lyrics in the tune. That's it. I can't like I can't memorize.
It's skirting around exactly what he.
You should
asked me to do.
100% just rinse "Man in the Mirror" because
I know, man, and I've heard it countless times in my life. This is not.
So
a
how
thing
do you?
I've never
so
heard.
it's not. It's you just don't
It's
retain
just I
it.
can't retain lyrics. No, it's very hard for me.
I just feel like the part of the way that I've retained lyrics is just listening to the song over
I
and over and
understand
over
that.
again.
Yes.
And that you know how that happens is because of genuine love for the song. In order to do that, you just cut it off at once. You hear it, you're like,
No.
okay, my homework here is done. But the thing
Okay,
is,
I get it.
you're
Look at the
not
man in the
bit-
mirror. Whatever.
You're not bit by the song, so it's tough.
I do.
understand.
I have times where I rent songs, and even the songs that I like loved and rinsed.
What fucking the happy birthday?
What's
shit?
the last song that you just hit repeat? You said these Ariana Grande lyrics is hitting. What's the last one?
I think the last one might have been something because I listened to the Chloe and Halle.
I like their stuff.
album.
Yeah,
And I had never listened to a full album before, so there's like one song that I think I was repeating. But this quarantine, I have not. It's usually when I'm in a car, and
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
the
really
thing.
been driving that much. And
Yeah. It's
Well, one
different.
thing's for sure, you've been driving us crazy. All right, folks, we're back here. We had a banger of a show last week. If you missed it, go to the YouTube channel Adult Swims because I feel like it's easily one of my top favorite episodes I think we've done of the show. You got two legends, Mike Lazo, Kenny Tartakovsky, real legends speaking from two different ends of the creative spectrum.
You know what they said that I didn't know because I know how easily Gindi had pitched Primal to Lazo because Lazo called me. He said, "Hey, I just picked up this thing from Gindi." I was like, "Oh," because it might have been the only. There's maybe two things that Lazo and I didn't talk about, and that was one. He just told me like, "Yeah, we're doing this thing with Gindi," and I was like, "Yeah, for sure." But I didn't know Gindi had pitched Primal decade ago to Lazo, and which makes sense though. That's not even a bad pass at that time probably, but that was interesting for me. But I do agree that if you're trying to make TV, you should definitely watch the episode because I learned a lot from it.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a tough one to beat. I mean, look, where do we go from here? I mean, should we take
Back to our bullshit.
Woo,
Back on the
back on our bullshit.
And our
Um,
bullshit meter is how much? Cam? We need to get one.
I'm okay
Oh,
today,
yeah.
but I think, I want to get more pitches in today. I think that's the goal for me. So maybe just hop to a little bit today so we can kind of fit more people in. I don't know. So I'm down to bullshit.
Was that to us or to Eric or
I'm-
Jason?
I guess it's like a this is a democracy. Everybody should just be saying aye or nay. So that's how I'm feeling.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you say? Skip the guidelines today? Do we need guidelines? They know what to do. They're lined up.
Yeah. Just drop your link in the Adult Swim chat and fill
Watch
out
it
the
just
release
go.
We got a
form.
caller
That's
ready
it.
to go already.
Let's get on a call.
If you got questions, you can still send them here.
Yes.
Tiny.cc/devsplaining. Here's some
Tiny
nice
URL.
people.
Off center.
Tiny URL link, right? Oh shit, we got a duo.
Yo.
Oh my God,
What's
Oh,
up?
Hi.
we're on.
we're on already. Hey, how's it
Hi.
going?
Good. Welcome. Do you have a TV pitch idea?
Yes, I certainly do have a TV pitch idea. Shall I drag it into the Google Drive box so I can share the pitch?
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Drop the link. Make sure
Drop-
that
yeah.
The link.
make
The
sure
link
those
in the
permissions are
Adult
open.
Swim chat.
You
Take a
remind me
file.
of Ben Jones from Bento Box.
It's the glasses, maybe.
Okay, I'm uploading the file right now, but basically
Oh boy.
the pitch is this. It is a show called Synthrat. It's about a rat that is an interdimensional god that travels basically through our world in search of something called the ultimate art. So Synthrat right now is actually a meme on TikTok. So it's got probably about 15 million views amongst all the different videos, and it's kind of like a Rickroll. So if you can think of a Rickroll, where
see
you're
it? Oh,
watching
you created
something
that?
and then all of a sudden it becomes something else.
Did you
That's
create
basically
that?
what Synthrat is. Huh?
Did you create that?
Yes, I created Synthrat.
Damn. So now that it's a meme, a viral meme, what's the next plan? I guess I know you're pitching a TV show now, but I guess is there T-shirts? Is there?
The plan.
Are you
the
trying
plan
to?
is, well, the goal. Synthrat is kind of all-encompassing. The ethos of the project is that Synthrat is basically a god. Everything could be Synthrat. Like this glass of tequila, my watch, my own wife could be Synthrat at any time. Just like any link on the internet could be Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up." So the what I've already done is I've released a full album of music, of like synthwave music from Synthrat, and the goal is to get him into like an animated television show that's kind of like a combination of like Akira with BoJack Horseman.
So you're 2 feet deep into this IP.
Shout out to Bob.
Yeah, I mean,
Bob Wax.
there's already. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah, there's
it's all
already
good.
a bunch of videos of Synthrat. There's people who have made fan art, and I hope this is coming through. Like I've managed to get the Word file. I've actually got the first page of a potential comic, or the first done page of a potential comic strip for the story.
Great. Well, we should probably. Yeah, let's see the when you pull up the document. But that might be good to see, unless you've like shot something.
Yeah.
Can
just
you
to get
guys
the
see this?
tone.
I've managed to share it on the Google Drive thing, but you can't see it right now.
We need a link
What,
to it.
Google Drive?
Yeah. There's no.
You need a link to it.
There's
I
no
can drop.
Google Drive.
Should I drop a link in the chat?
Yes.
In the chat box.
Yep. That's what we need.
Okay.
We need to,
What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy link. I'm going to give you all a link right in the Adult Swim chat box so everybody can see it. So I've just
Okay.
placed it right in there.
What's the
And that
name?
is
Chat name?
Maximalism Music.
Thank you. This is a Dropbox
Why didn't you
link.
just do
We'll
Synthrat
see if
as
it
your
works.
name?
Actually, because I made this account a while ago for Adult
I
Swim,
see.
and
And then
I
you
was
got Synthrat. You went viral with Synthrat after you talked to us. Very rare. Very rare. Okay.
All right. This is
so
what I
there's
got
the
here.
PDF. That's a page of the comic.
Okay.
You gonna talk us through it?
Yeah.
So in this scene, there's a character named Guitar Horse. Guitar Horse is basically a character where he comes from a planet where everyone understands that the truth is Synthrat. So they basically have figured out who God is. That character, his father, questioned whether or not Synthrat was actually the creator of the universe. He became a heretic and he vanished. So Guitar Horse is one of the first characters that we would introduce that is kind of fighting Synthrat for control of the universe. So the main kind of arc of the plot is that there's a character like a god that finds out that the perfect art form will be created on Earth. And the perfect art is basically like a really shitty TikTok about like just a 19-year-old girl shaking her butt. So it's like a really banal, like terrible idea. But the idea is that it's so bad that it makes other like mortal entities not want to do anything else with their lives. So the villains of this story, like there's a character named Keytar Cat. One of the kind of consistent things that happens is he's constantly trying to get these influencers and get these Instagram celebrities and TikTokers to do these really awful things to get likes, because he knows that once the ultimate video is created, it'll essentially stop all life. Lot to unpack
so yeah, so episode to episode, what are we who are we following? What are they kind of getting into day to day then?
Yeah, so the very first episode centers around an orthodontist in Des Moines, Iowa, who's basically got a fairly boring life. And because he works with a lot of teenagers, these kids are using TikTok. And Synthrat, he's basically exploring the different like creators' worlds in order to find what's called the perfect art. So this orthodontist, we see most of the story through his eyes. He's just kind of the everyman, the working schlub in like a small town that gets shoved into this sort of intergalactic war between these other characters. They're all trying to find and control people because they know that one person will eventually create the ultimate piece of social media content. And that the orthodontist, he really gets into, you know, this war that's going on between these different characters, Synthrat, Keytar Cat, and Guitar Horse.
How do we get introduced to this like big intergalactic war and all that? Because
so
is
it
that
happens.
in episode one,
it happens
or is
right
this, like,
away.
over the
It's a
course
very
of the
routine
season?
day for the Dr. Solis, and one of the teenagers in his waiting room, she starts to have like a psychotic episode, and she drops her phone. The doctor goes to pick it up, and then he's drawn into the world where a battle's already occurring, where they're fighting in this dimension called the Rift. So I know this is a sci-fi trope of a dimension that allows people to transport. I mean, that's not anything new.
Oh,
but
I thought you were about to say that he was about to riff like that kind of riff. That would have been creative.
R.I.P. Eddie
Oh.
Van Halen.
He can play this guitar and shit. But anyway, I'm not a creator on this project, so it's fine.
Oh, I mean, hey,
Maybe that's fun.
anything's
No, go
malleable. So the idea is basically he touched the phone when Synthrat was going to basically research that person and find out what posts they were going to make. All the creatures in here, they like basically there's humans who they kind of show up as gods and manipulate. And then there's like the more powerful creatures who almost like Dragon Ball Z characters, they all have different instruments that represent their music. So Keytar Cat is like a synthwave player. Keytar Cat, I'm sorry, did I say Keytar Cat? Synthrat plays synthwave. Keytar Cat plays like jazz boogie music. Drumbird plays percussion, and Guitar Horse plays metal. So they essentially fight with music. So there's a little bit of a metalocalypse element to it, where like the different soundtracks play a role in how the characters do battle and interact with each other.
Gotcha.
And I do have video clips in that file. Like
Oh,
there's
well,
links to a couple.
We should
Let's
have
get
watched.
going.
We always want to see the videos first.
Oh,
and we're
okay.
kind of
Should I
like-
drop the links in the chat?
Sure.
Lead with
Okay,
the
just one
videos.
I don't know.
So, here, yeah, I'll throw a link in the chat right now. I guess I should have led with the video, but the idea is that every video you watch could be a synth rack. So this particular link that I just dropped as Maximalism Music is one where you think it's going to be you got to hit the button to hear audio.
Guitar Horse, you are insolent. Let me show you what real power looks like.
Producing Caramel, can I get started for you today?
I feel like little bro.
Guitar Horse, you are insolent. Let me show you what real power looks like.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot of backstory. And I think I was still trying, like, I guess the orthodontist is kind of who we look for, or we follow. I was just trying to really figure out, like, who are we following throughout these episodes day to day? Like,
yeah, the idea is to take so almost think about the synth rat as like an internet meme that's gone out of control. Not only has it gotten all this attention on TikTok, now
right.
it's some in the real world, it's suddenly a comic book and it's a television show. The orthodontist character simply serves as a medium as someone to kind of experience the war from a like kind of understanding perspective. I don't want the story to just all be like battles between the characters. I kind of feel like there should be some sort of human element or some sort of mortal character who's a part of it.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a little more confused now than I was at the beginning, but that's
But you
my
are
fault. I would
number
say
one on the board.
you're number one. Well, wait, hang on. We got to ask
Sorry.
Walter.
Oh yeah, Walter.
Walter, what do you think?
I like that title. It did make me think of the band Rat, and I can't remember the big song they had. This
Round
was in
and
the
Round.
80s.
Yeah, it was named.
There it is. But I like the title. We'll dig into it more.
Well, where is he on the board? Do you think, Walter?
He's first. He's got to be first.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for calling, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Have a good day.
We'll have to check on that because I feel like this is what I think when people come in to pitch these really like heavy concept style shows, I feel like taking a different approach might be better because when you have a lot of info and not a lot of time, I think you got to make us care, and like just talking about each character individually and then this big premise is like not always the most exciting. So I would challenge whoever the next pitchee is with that style of show to be like, picture this and tell us a really good story like up top instead of like just walking us through your deck. Like, get us into the world. Like you convince us. Like, I think that might be a better way of going about it, but I could be wrong. That's all I'm saying.
I do want to take a quick second because I'm in the chat to shout out the Adult Swim chat, the YouTube chat. Eric, are we on Twitch?
We are on
So I'm
Twitch.
off to jump in the Twitch chat too. But my man Shaki Fattori commented, the idea is Adult Swim is fucking awesome. That's a great idea. Shout out to Shaki.
I'd like to do a shout out as well. Is that okay?
He gets a rat
Are we
drop.
queuing up a call while we do
Yeah,
our
Permission to
callers
shout
getting
out?
ready.
Permission to shout out.
Nah, we don't want to hear you shout out. We heard the MGK. We heard
How about
it. We heard the Machine Gun
How
Kelly
about a
cam, but
question?
if you want to shout him out, go for it.
I really like the clips of in development shows or rejected Adult Swim content. Any interest in doing stuff like that again? I don't really know what this is referring
Yeah, remember
to.
when we had the clips way back when, Jordan?
Yeah.
You would prepare
Oh.
the clips. Yeah.
The problem with that is there's a show after us that did that
Wonder
the
Closet.
entire show,
Which is
so
now
we felt
gone.
like it was being a little redundant. But maybe we should. I mean, we have something planned. Let's put it that way. We got something planned soon, and there's gonna be new clips dropping for this new plan. So stay tuned. But it's also just tough because we want to give respect to the people that are making stuff in development, a chance to make sure that it's like perfect before we start showing people, because otherwise if we give you too many peeks under the curtain, you're gonna see the sauce, and you know what goes in that sauce? Blood, sweat, and turs. That was tires. I just spoke.
Yo,
Hello.
what's good?
There he is.
Cheeto from
Oh,
outside
shit.
Atlanta. You already know what's
Cheeto,
going
hang
on.
on, really
What
quick,
the
man.
hell?
You're like grown up as fuck now, man.
Right, you got like a
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Fucking what the
It is
hell,
what it is. It is
man?
what it is.
Wow.
What's
Are you
going
like?
on?
How old are you now? 27?
Nah, I'm 18. Just turned it 4 months ago.
Damn.
We should give a little bit of backstory
Yeah.
about Cheeto. Just
You
for
didn't
the
want to
new
give your own
watchers.
backstory, or
Yeah.
should we?
Well, no, we should big him up.
I mean, I
because-
can't. It's up to you guys.
no,
honestly.
Cam won.
No,
But,
it's better if somebody else talks about you because then you seem more fly. Because you already are fly. But Cheeto's been watching the show since he's probably since we started, 14, 15.
Yeah, I was in middle school. I remember that. I was in middle school. Senior in high school now.
Cheeto's been tuning
So-
in for a minute, and he's come to the Atlanta office. I talked to his mom once, who I think she thought that I was like pulling her leg about you coming in, and she didn't believe me that it was okay for you to come in. But anyway, what's up, Cheeto?
You told her you were Lazo.
No.
Oh yeah. But well, I got a pitch today. It's the graveyard slot I've been working on. So before we get into the pitch, I have the pitch file and everything. But I just want to start off by saying, before we get started, I just want to ask, when reporting local news accurately, what does it take to get the story right? Traffic jams, local weather, the latest Colts. We are used to seeing the final product. What really goes on behind the scenes to get these truly heartbreaking stories to the public? To answer this question, we'll have to take you to the graveyard slot. All right, so this is my pitch called the graveyard slot. I'm about to put the link in the chat. Or it's called Trust Me on this one, but it takes place in the graveyard slot. So I'm putting it in the chat right now. All right, just let me know when you got it open.
Gotcha.
All right, so the project is called Trust Me on this one, Graveyard Slot Stories. All right, I know you guys see Derek Beckles on there, and y'all be giving him a lot of chances. I'm telling you, this is the one right here. All right, so first we got a little bit of backstory just to read.
Oh,
wow.
I'm telling you, this is the one. Hey, call him up. Absolutely Productions. This is it right here. All right. In an effort to regulate the monopoly of Amazon, the United Nations decided to convert to an international time zone, therefore destroying the power of one-day shipping. Due to this, everyone is asleep at approximately the same time. This has become known as the graveyard slot. No one is awake, nothing is bought, nothing is sold. Even most television networks refuse to air anything at this time because of the lack of viewership. However, Fred Wilson hopes to change that by doing the show. After getting fired from his old field reporting job at PWS True News, the only way he can continue his craft is by running the program during the graveyard slot, hoping to gain an audience. However, after years of this new time protocol, only a few people have the willpower to stay up during the graveyard slot, giving the power to them to do pretty much whatever they want to do. All right, Fred Wilson reports on what these people do while you're asleep. All right.
Yeah,
So
I want to say real
format,
quick,
we got,
which is hold on, which is
Sorry,
interesting because I never thought about shipping in the one day being about the time zone, but I guess it is. I've literally never thought about that.
Well, I kind of just made that up to be honest, but I think it works.
Oh, I was like,
So.
Okay. Go ahead. Proceed.
All right, so log line. After being fired from PWS True News, former field reporter Fred Wilson and his producer Paul report on the stories that are found in the graveyard slot, a time when most of the world is supposed to be asleep. All right, format 11-minute mystery comedies. Mystery. And I want to emphasize that this is a news parody show, but I think where this breaks away from the normal parody show because it focuses on how the story is actually made rather than just parodying how it is produced on TV. And I want to make it rotate between live segments and off-camera segments behind the scenes. And everything will be scripted, but some parts will be played off as if it's on real TV. All right. So characters, we got Fred Wilson. He's the underdog of the early morning television field reporting. People are sleeping on this man, all right? After getting fired from his last job, he wants to redeem himself to the glory he never had. All right, he's super passionate about his job. This can lead him to get crazy about it. For example, like during a hurricane, he wants to get every little detail of the story. So he tries to go to the eye of the storm to get like hurricane rain samples, but he doesn't know that the eye of the storm does not have any actual rain. So he gets crazy about stuff, little details. Why he'd be interesting to follow, his goal to become the greatest reporter in at least the tri-state area. Fred Wilson's journey from nothing to greatness will be easy to root him for. He's a go-getter. While he doesn't always fully think out his plans, he has Paul to keep the mood balanced and the story on track. All right, Fred Wilson part 2. I wanted to be played by Derek Beckles. I love Derek Beckles. I think his vibe would be awesome for the show. Maybe this could be like an extra dimensional spin-off of Hot Package. Maybe I really like that show. And interesting fact, he likes to wear his suits with the collar over the lapel. So yeah. And then Paul is a robot and he's the producer for the show basically. And yeah, he is AI, the jack of all trades. Think of him like as the average typical like college recent graduate, has a lot of college debt. Since he's a robot, he had a creation fee, which kind of like college debt. He has to pay that off. It's $5 million, but he's trying to work for it. That's what he's trying to do. That's Paul's purpose right now. But he's just looking for that. I wanted to be played by the guy from the Eric Andre show, the Naked PA. I thought that'd be pretty interesting. His name is Matt Reagan. Yeah, try to get him
Shout
in
out
there.
Pat.
Yeah,
Pat is
shout
dope.
out.
Shout out Pat.
Yeah, he's the goat. He's the goat. But also the character after Paul, his name is the Governor. He's kind of like a mysterious television executive type character. He's Fred Wilson's boss. He's the person that gave him the time to air his show. Fun fact: his favorite artist is Chief Keef, and he's based off of Martin Shkreli. I don't know if you guys remember Martin Shkreli, but he's kind of like that stereotypical executive. Really interesting guy. You might want to check him out.
One of
but
Cam's
yeah.
idols.
Yeah, no, you don't gotta talk to me about Marty. That's
Really?
my guy.
BFFs. Yeah.
Well, on the next page, I want to show you about this kid. He's from TikTok. Another TikTok pitch. This one's pretty good, though, I think. His name is Swaggle Pie. I want him to play, the Governor. He has that Cam swag. On the next page, you'll see some TikToks. Hopefully, you can play them. That I think really gives the vibe of the Governor. Let's play any one of this.
Yes. This is my guy. I think this might be me.
It might be.
Oh, it's so stupid, but great.
Yeah, he loves Chief Keef. Loves Chief Keef.
Wait, did the beat go off?
I just turned it down.
That
Yeah.
was a Chief Keef reference. I'm sorry.
Did my heat go off?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, episode ideas. So what we plan to do is take real, boring, and common news stories and then turn them into stories that like supersede what they intend to be. So I do have a script for an episode. I do have a group of people I want to film with too, but over the summer, because of the coronavirus, my parents did not let me go out and film. But we're trying to do it this December.
You
so I have a lot of
18.
friends in college who are going to be coming back.
You could go get.
Say again?
I know Atlanta is out there getting COVID. You're 18.
Yeah,
you can go
no.
get that if you want it.
No.
No.
If you want that COVID, go get it.
You got your
Maybe.
whole life
I
ahead
don't
of you. Don't get that permanent lung damage.
Right, true. But yeah, we have that episode entering and breaking. Wait, if we have enough time, do you want me to take you through an episode?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go for
That's
it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fred Wilson, they're trying to recall a break-in. So they got a tip that there's a break-in. So basically, they're having trouble recalling what happened. And so Paul suggests that they do a reenactment to put it on the show. They decided to go to the filming location on set, and in doing this, Fred Wilson actually breaks into this house that they thought was originally getting broken into. So the people in the house adopt Fred and Paul, and then they later realize that this house belongs to a cult. But the thing about this cult is that they're still on the come up. Think about the area that they live in. It's like the Silicon Valley of like cults. So they're trying to come up, and they're still trying to make their way into the big leagues of the industry. You could say that, yeah, they live in the Silicon Valley of cults. So they even share a rent with a crack/coke dealer. These same sells candy flavored coke. Think of this as like a parody of like vapes, pretty much. And so like when the cult leader realizes that they're reporters, they aren't as hostile. They're more buddy-buddy. Fred Wilson even asks them to demonstrate their lamb sacrificing ritual, and the cult is happy to show them, obviously. However, a cop car shows up, and at this point, everybody's from themselves. The cult manages to get away on their ATVs and stuff, but Fred Wilson and Paul are stuck there, and they kind of spill all the beans and how they accidentally broke in and stuff. The kind of twist at the end is that the cop is only there to pick up the candy crack that the people were selling in the back, and so like they end up taking Fred and Paul into custody. Because of this, Fred and Wilson can't air their story. However, the real news comes on after they're done with their show. It tells them how they broke in and how, and after all of that, the ad for the company that sells candy crack comes on, and that's it. That's our pilot episode that we're working on filming stuff right now. So yeah, we'll give you also some other ideas on there if you want to see those.
Yeah, we'll definitely check it out. I mean, look, the benefit of you just like watching the show for however long you have, like that was well done. I mean, that was probably something we'd get in a big ass conference room with a bunch of people. So shout out to you, man.
I'm trying to get there with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get there.
I know. Listen, that was a telltale sign that you're about it. So look, great pitch. You know, the tricky part about this type of show, and you know, there's a lot of people have tried these things. You mentioned Hot Package. You know, it's Gary Shandling show, the behind the scenes of the making of, is like it all comes down to how fun are these characters together, and like, you know, where are they taking us that feels new. So So it might be a question of just like shooting it and letting us see, but it's really good that you have the, the wish list of personality types
It's cool to
listed
see
in
those
there.
personalities. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We should check more out. It's well done, man. Yeah. Clearly, you've been on your dev meeting.
Yeah, I was about to be mad. If you pulled up and it sucked, I would have been disappointed. But...
No, it was like very well thought out, and I feel like most of the questions we usually ask are answered in this document, which is great.
I will say, man, I'm like 2 to 3 weeks away of my knee healing, and so next time I'm in Atlanta, we're definitely hitting the tennis court, and I will.
We gotta film it.
There's no 18-year-old. There's no 18-year-old that can beat me.
Oh,
are you still playing?
And that.
Oh yeah,
no, my knee.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing.
No,
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You're gonna get waxed, Walter.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he can legally beat your ass like in a fight. So
it's true.
It's gonna be a wrap for you in 2 ways. All right, Cheeto. Good to see you, man.
Right, thank
you
you
for calling.
Stay safe over there.
Thanks.
Nicely done. Where do you think where he's at on the board?
I mean, I understood the premise and who I was following a lot more than the synth rat.
It's true.
One.
It's true.
Which felt very conceptual. But I'm gonna let you guys do it.
I mean, that's Walter. We can also put a pin in that, but while Eric loads up another caller, who's it gonna be? Lottery style?
What's it gonna
People
be?
are still trying to beg me in chat to pick up their
Cam,
call.
no.
I don't even pick up the calls anymore. That's Mason.
Then just friend. My
Jordy,
favorite,
you don't know that.
Trying to kiss
part
Mason's
time?
ass.
Don't let go.
My favorite part is
Don't let go.
You guys are singing like 2 different parts. What is this song? How does it go?
See, you would ask that question.
You know what? Never mind.
You would.
See, this is the thing.
Jordy,
this is what
you
I don't
can't
like.
sing-
Is
you
that
can't sing Man in the
I
Mirror.
ask questions.
Jordy,
I ask questions,
no,
and then you guys
because if you don't
keep the information from me.
If
When
you
I
can't
ask,
sing
like I'm
any
like,
parts
what
of
is
Man
this
in the
song?
Mirror, you have to sing Man in the Mirror to even be able to ask questions.
Man in the mirror.
Oh no!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
One more, Jordy. Come on.
Jordy, the fact that he says "man in the mirror" does that cause any confusion for you?
It's like I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Something about changing my ways.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna give you that.
All right.
It's just your singing and your tune carrying is a little sus, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
of course. Yes, it's a talent that I don't have.
I mean,
Sorry.
humming though, you can, right or no?
No,
That
I'm
stuff?
a little. I might be a little. I'll tell you guys stuff off camera about my music.
We're talking about Man in the Mirror.
You can't do that, but I respect it. It's probably-
She's like, here's the thing. I'm
took,
really not gonna ask the Man in the Mirror to make a change.
I took
no.
ear training in college,
Oh, no.
and
This is a
like
course?
my professors hated me.
That's a
because I
course,
was-
ear training.
Yeah, it's part of like the music major. Like you have to take ear training.
Did
for
you have a
it.
music major?
No, but I took a lot of music classes.
I would like to take ear
God.
training. That's interesting.
You've taken that many music-
I took a lot of like music theory.
What
and
were the
stuff.
class like? Were you just not listening?
I took an opera class. It was all theory based. There wasn't a lot of like
Fuck.
Damn.
me singing.
I know your parents want that money back. I know they're like, yo,
Yeah, that's
yo,
bad.
like Jordy, you gonna pay us back.
There
I
he
don't take
is.
any modern music classes.
Pull
What's
up,
up, caller?
pull up.
When you
blue
get those,
blockers.
hey, those glasses are sick.
I know. I like the
Yeah,
pink.
thanks. They are rose tinted.
Yeah, those are so
I'm a
dope,
fan
man.
of that tint.
Nice. Hi, I'm Ann. My pronouns are she, her, just so you know.
Cool.
And I
up?
have a pitch for you today.
Perfect.
I'm going to drop the pitch document in the chat.
What's your account name?
And Capuano.
Gotcha.
Capuano.
All right. So hold on. I can't really see that much, so I'm going to look at my own copy of the document.
No worries.
It's called Succubus Cop. Tagline is crime doesn't pay, but it might get you laid. It's about a straight-laced asexual detective and a self-centered succubus that must work out their differences in order to catch criminals that have escaped the legal system and steal their souls. So it's essentially, so here's some of the art. That's the main character, the asexual psychic. She has the power to look over evidence and hear the past while interacting with it. And she uses that to solve crimes that no one else can. If you scroll down, we have some, what's it called? Faces for her. And her quote is, "Needing to have sex to be cool is a social construct. Thomas Aquinas was very cool, and I bet he didn't have any sex." And so she's, the whole thing takes place in Syracuse, New York. And it's sort of like, it's a comedy and it's a buddy cop comedy between the succubus, which who is like very hypersexual, and the asexual psychic Miranda, who's sex repulsed. So there's a lot of comedy off that conflict. There is also there's sort of like a romance section. So how it sort of I'm not explaining this well.
So good. Take your time.
Okay. The two of them sort of at first are at odds, but eventually some mysterious reason means that the criminals they go after keep getting off the hook in the trials. So but because of the visions, Miranda knows that the criminal did the crime. So she works out a deal with the succubus, who is sort of like, she's there because she has a contract in hell to acquire souls of criminals. So she decided that she would masquerade as a cop, because that would be the quickest and easiest way to get in touch with criminals. And so Miranda doesn't really agree with Ellie's methods. So she, at first, but then when it becomes clear that these killers might kill again, she sort of puts her, decides that it would be best to take these criminals off the streets.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I had a question about like the world. I know that we have the succubus as well as Ellie is like a demon type character, I'm assuming. Like, is the rest of the world populated with these kind of mythological creatures, or is it
It's not like it's an urban fantasy. It's like there's the world is that there's our Earth as we know it.
Okay.
And then there's a heaven and a hell, which are sort of like extra dimensional.
Okay.
And we don't really focus on those. It's just sort of where the demon comes from. Ellie is like from hell, and hell is so souls are the currency for demons and angels, and hell is a lot like a pyramid scheme with these sort of like infinite layers going up. It's sort of Cthulhian in a way, where it's sort of impossible to know who the top demon really is.
Right. So we're in like a pretty recognizable Earth backdrop for these episodes.
Yes.
Cool.
Do you want to take us through an episode?
Sure. We have a couple things. So we have the anatomy of the episode, 7 log lines for episodes, and an actual example of an episode. Which one did you prefer?
The example.
Okay. So it starts off with Ellie and Miranda becoming partners, with Miranda not being happy about it. Then suddenly there's a double homicide at a bank. And while they're there, Miranda uses her psychometry, which is the name of the psychic ability. When you look at when you touch an object and you get a feeling from it. So that's her power, and that's really the only power she has. So she uses it and gets evidence of the criminal. Then, if you scroll down a bit, we're at example beats of an episode, not anatomy of an episode. That's okay. I'll keep going.
Yeah.
But so they sort of discover they get a lead on the criminal, and they sort of follow him to a bar, and they get his information, and then Ellie goes undercover to date him. She can. So the whole thing is that Ellie, the succubus, has the power to look like anyone she wants, but it doesn't. None of her powers or her charm work on Miranda because she's asexual.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ellie sort of uses her power of looking like someone else to get to the criminal, get information. They arrest the criminal. He escapes the trial mysteriously, and then they sort of look at they steal his soul, or Ellie does, and then they're able to look at the soul, and sort of you get this sort of flashback of the criminal's life in this sort of artistic and abstract way. And it sort of gives context to why the criminal did what they do. It's very much not a show about faceless criminals. There's like a person underneath these crimes. And there's a lot of examination of the characters, including the criminal, but also the main characters. We sort of use the familiar setting of a buddy cop to really look at these characters, rather than it focusing on it being just another buddy cop.
Right. Cool. You guys got? I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, we're always like, how do we push the cop format? It's like we've done Assy McGee, we've done Hot Streets, we've done so many cop things, and it seems like and correct me if I'm wrong, but the sex and the non-sex of this show feels like a lot of the hook, right?
The what?
Like one of the characters being asexual and then the other one being a succubus. Like I feel like that.
Yeah,
is
that's the buddy cop dynamic.
Right. And I just feel like I don't know. I don't know if it has a lot of steam to sustain. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's enough. That's my first thought.
Really?
But
well, we have a whole script written.
Okay, that would be awesome.
I was going to comment on the script because I find Miranda to be an interesting character, and that's what I was hanging on to a lot. And I think the setup's kind of interesting, and it feels like
cool.
Even as you were pitching, I was kind of grabbing stuff from here and there, and I was like, oh, if this fits all together, maybe there's something. So we should check out the script. Because
there's some cool ideas in there.
The parts of it felt a little disparate to me, and some of that is just pitching in this format. And so I feel like we should check out what you got. Yeah, but thank you. It was cool. I think that might be number one for me. I don't know. We got to look at it. But thank you
for sure.
All right, thank you
very
much.
Did you do the art? That's what I was going to ask. Did you do the art?
No, we commissioned it from Soup Goblin, the Soup Goblin on Twitter. That's a shout out for him.
The Soup Goblin.
Nice. Soup Goblin.
Eric, pull up the Soup Goblin's Twitter.
All right.
We can't do that. I'm sorry. Thanks.
We can do it.
Bye.
I forgot we aren't on the internet. Sorry.
We are. It's just going to take a minute. But while I look up the Soup Goblin, why don't you sort the board?
I like that one. That was cool.
Yeah.
I think there's some cool ideas in there. I just like.
So those are in order
that
they
format.
pitched.
It's like, she even said it. It's like, she's aware that like it's just so
oversaturated almost in a sense.
Everything you see on TV, the cop thing, and it's like.
I'm kind of curious, and I think it's probably in the script of like where, or the comedic tone of it. Really, I felt like the stories that we were hearing, she was talking more about kind of the relationship, but I wasn't hearing that much about the comedy as much as I would want.
I agree.
Yeah, it sounded
I
like
think
a
Hot Streets,
anime or
Ask
a comic
McGee,
book.
Trop Cops, like the comedy is right at the forefront, and this might feel a little more subtle and a little quieter in that, and more into like a character piece over comedy.
Jordy, I feel like you've claimed to be like a soup goblin of sorts, but I feel like I just had for lunch. There's this tomato and rice. I never used to do like tomato and rice.
Dude, ew.
Tomato and rice soup is fantastic, and I've discovered
I like
it
a soup with the rice in it.
Yeah, I've had it, but I didn't really know just tomato and rice could be so fire, and I've been eating a lot of tomato and rice.
Greek soup that has like rice.
Oh,
and
I know that
chicken.
one. It's really lemony.
Yeah, it's
I know
so
exactly.
good.
Rice and soup is fucking.
Of course.
It's a good mixture.
Do you know what that sizzling rice soup that you can get at Chai Dynasty?
Woo!
Do you guys want to sort that board out?
It's almost soup. Like it's pretty much soup season. We had a heat wave.
Board.
Hey Eric, no, we don't.
Okay.
We do not want to
obviously
sort
not.
the
All right.
board.
Yeah, it's 90 degrees today. Walter's chowing on soup.
But I'm about to get on my soup
dark.
game again.
Jordy, you were never on a soup game. That's my thing.
Why?
You said it, but then I actually lived it.
But I lived it for so long. What are you talking about?
What's
what
your
are
favorite
you
soup?
talking about, Walter?
Recommend us 2 soups.
And by the
I
way,
just
soup-
recommended you the Greek one.
Lobster.
The Greek one? That's your recommendation? What
No,
soup do you
the
recommend?
lemon-
The Greek one.
The one I
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Can't
my
sing
God.
lyrics and then not being able to name a soup. Jordy's not looking good on your
The
resume.
Greek one.
It's all the same thing. I'm bad at remembering names.
You know the
I
Italian
can look
soup.
it up. I know what's in it, so I can tell you. I'm gonna look it up right now.
No, it's cool.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
You're not a soup goblin. You're a soup. I don't know.
By the way, there's no art on Soup Goblin's Twitter, so nothing to see there.
Hey, thanks for pulling it up.
Avgolem.
Here, I'll show you.
yeah.
Oh,
You want to see a bunch of text, Walter? Here, I'll get it for you. I got you.
what's going on, man?
Wait, let's look at this Twitter first.
Thank you.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Look at that.
I
good?
want
All
to
right,
take this
great.
call. Hey, caller.
Hi there. My name is Daniel, and I got a show
Daniel.
pitch.
Awesome. Let's do it.
I'm going to throw the link in the chat. It's Daniel Bennett.
Daniel Bennett. I've been in it.
Been a minute since I've heard from Daniel Bennett.
Which link
So
do you want to
there's
start
the script for a pilot episode. There's a short trailer of a like a reel. There's the pitch document, and there's an animation reel for me as a 3D animator.
Okay, where do you want to start?
Damn. My man showed up with the resume.
Yeah, he's about to just shit all over this board, I think. Uh-oh.
Yo, that's
You can start with the like a reel pilot trailer, I guess, and then if you guys want to see more, you can see my 3D animation in the reel.
Damn, he said check the resume. Just check the IMDb. All you need to know is right over there.
I'm legit.
The fire has taken half of me.
I could not save them, and for that, I offer you my regret and sorrow.
Accept my thanks for saving what is left of me. Should you need it, it is yours.
I banish you and your kin to the wastelands. Trouble this forest again, and I will not hesitate to eat you.
You cruel monster! You sentence us to starve out there? All we've done is live our lives!
Return back to your domain at once. I will not ask twice.
Give me the dragon, and I'll let you leave.
I am no cub. I will not yield.
Was it worth it?
Yo, what are those? Is that a? I'm not good with knives. Is that a tomahawk? Is that the type of knife?
Got tomahawks there.
No, it's something like a katana.
No, not the long one. The one the shorter one. Today.
Butcher's knife.
I imagine
That's a
that
butcher's
sort of
knife.
like a cleaver or something.
Okay. I just cut
I'm not
checks.
good with
I'm not
knives.
sure with the knives. Just checks is the only thing I'm cutting out here.
Woo!
I enjoy the tone though. What about the voice? Was that you doing one of the voices? I think.
No, I'm not good at voice acting. I went on Fiverr and hired some very talented people.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
Resourceful.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
So it is called Dragon Circle the Rebellion. It takes place in a forest, and there's a guardian of the forest that sort of enforces, let's say, a sort of guiding principle of the circle, and that's sort of all life is sort of precious and needs to be used and stuff and not wasted. So there's I guess you go sort of Zootopia on it. You have the herbivores and carnivores sort of living together, and the principles of the circle are what keeps it peaceful. And then you have the hyenas, which stopped abiding by it because they want to get some more meat. They want to hunt and all that, but that's not cool. So then the dragon banishes them. And they fight back, and then there's the wolf guy who he lost his family in a forest fire, and the guardian saved him, and then he pledges to her to safeguard over her hatchling, and that's basically the pilot itself.
Okay. I mean, look, you're setting kind of interesting tone. It a little bit reminded me of Tig Tone, like the type of tone it was. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the verse.
You just wanted to say Tig Tone and Tone together.
The Tig Tone?
Yeah.
Tig Tone.
All right.
I got like more like epic, like in term. I guess Tig Tone's epic, but I guess a little bit more drama.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
It's not a comedy. It's
More
probably
Gendy
close
style.
to Primal or Samurai Jack. So I was one stream away from missing Gendy.
Yeah, that would have been great. But I mean, this is cool. Do you have more on it? It feels like, this is the type of thing that we probably need more info on in terms of where you want to go.
Yeah, so it's written out in the pitch link. So it would be sort of serialized because it's drama. What else do you want to know?
I guess send all the materials in the chat and we'll look through it.
Oh, perfect. We already have.
I want to see this
That's great.
3D reel too. Should we just watch that for a second?
Yeah, it's not long, by all means.
I want to see this 3D.
I work as a 3D animator.
I want you to know, people say 3D's not funny. People say that.
All that stuff. Oh no! Look at that!
Oh, is this
Elephant.
Johnny eating sugar
Yeah! Let's go!
with his
And
papa?
here, and it's everywhere. He's like
Here I am.
Yo, Spyro.
Yeah.
Where did you get that music that you ran in the music bed for that? Was that like royalty
it's been a
free?
while. It's probably some royalty-free stuff.
Yeah.
Or it's been too long. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think the only note I would have is maybe put the City Girls under that, just as like a,
make
kind
it
of
really
a tone
pop.
setting.
Shout out JT.
When you see a young Spyro throwing flames, I want to hear City Girls.
Cool.
But yeah, I think we got it. Thanks for
Thank you.
Thanks for taking me.
man. We take you.
Yo, I do want to say again, my guy Shaki Fittori, I don't know if he's in Tunisia or he's just representing for Tunisia, but he says please tell the police to stop threatening the people in Tunisia. So I want to say that. Stop.
All right,
Okay.
so
Thank you.
Use your your platform.
I'm trying to use my platform.
Yeah,
I hope I'm getting realness from what was his name?
I felt it.
Thank you.
So we got 3 minutes left.
but we did start late, so we could run.
We
over if
did
you
start
feel
late,
like
so
it.
should we take one more? There's a lot of heat.
I feel like we need to
Okay.
sort
no,
this
I
We're
out.
tired.
Yeah.
I think we've had 4 good pitches today, and 3 of them are gonna get money. That's how it is. That's how it's gonna be.
So who's not going to get money? Why don't we take one off the board right now?
Yep.
I just have I had a hard time getting to the meat of what Synthrat was trying to do. I know that he started a viral meme, and I think that's awesome, and that'll get you attention. But I just don't know if that is he's making a show because of the gas of Synthrat, or if this is like some shit that he's been at. So it's like I don't know if it's symbiotic and of sorts. But I
kind of think that there's got to be like you can have this kind of heady kind of concept for your show, but I do think you need to be able to tell us what the show's going to be, because it's a format and it can't kind of just like exist in this like ethereal space. So like I don't know, that was also my concern with that pitch.
I liked Cheetos Succubus Cop. I thought was interesting. There's some cool ideas in there. Dragon Circle might be third for me just because I gotta know more. I wasn't he didn't wrap me into what he was trying to do, but I think the animatic was cool and he's trying something different. So I don't know about you guys, but maybe Succubus and Cheetos are up there. I'll let you guys decide.
I think those should be top 2. Dragon Circle.
It's pretty
there
stock
wasn't that
D&D
much
from what I saw, but
Synthrat, I don't know. Synthrat's trying to play with comedy more, but look, we don't only do comedy here, so.
I like that we switch it up. We
I
always
know.
used to be like,
I know.
we're only looking for
comedy.
comedy shit now. No, we're not anymore.
No. That's what you
Yes.
got to stay flexible. Walter, why don't you do the money?
wait, is this the order you want? Nothing has been ordered yet. Just eliminated.
I don't know.
Walter's
I mean,
watching
like
the
the buddy cop, it's hard.
Walter, you have any opinion on this?
But the news parody is also
Nothing blew me away. They all feel like, I think that's why you all are struggling, because nothing had it all. They all had a little something, and so I'm like, so then you start to go to, hey, who might just have it as the actual creator in them. Cheeto obviously is kind of experienced in this. I thought Succubus had a very interesting character that I was excited about, and Dragon Circle did too. So I don't got anything.
Maybe just an even split then.
I almost want to tell Eric to do the money, but I'm nervous about that. Eric, you want to do the money?
500. Oh, divvy it up. All right.
Yeah.
I would see. Dragon Circle, I feel like is just stock D&D. I didn't see anything beyond something I played back in the day. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't know he was gonna give us a. I didn't know
I'm
he
not
was gonna
saying
give
it's
us
bad.
a.
I'm
I
just
didn't know he
saying
was gonna give us a
there's
opinion.
Let him,
Everybody.
hey, you said it, so let him.
Right.
All right.
go.
Go ahead,
I would
Eric.
go, what? 200, 200, 100.
There you go. I'm happy with that. Congratulations. Come back. Hopefully that little money.
Congratulations from Cam Tang.
Let me sing my favorite rapper, you guys. I always say congratulations.
Cam, are you gonna listen to MGK?
No, because I want you asking me about it.
All right, I'll ask you next week.
But put that money toward making your shit, and we want to see updates on it. Succubus Cop. I would love to see some.
Cheeto's just gonna buy a $200
Cheeto's gonna
racket.
do some.
Let me see some.
Cheeto's gonna buy some new balls.
Yep. It's okay.
That's
Look,
fine. Whatever.
Yo,
live your
my
dream.
knee is like 2 weeks away. Cheetos has like sent me messages about because he's like a real tennis player, and
Yeah.
and I got a new racket, so we even.
Oh my god.
Damn. This
I
guy
almost got in a fight with some
baby's
people on
first
the tennis
Bobolat.
court last
Wait a
night.
second, what? You got enough with multiple people?
There is like a group waiting for court. You know how you like wait for courts and stuff. And these
Yeah.
dudes were waiting on one court. I was waiting on another, and then my court freed up. And then they were trying to be like, "Oh, we were waiting for all the courts."
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
What was the result?
Well,
I got
Jordy
my court.
was. What she didn't tell you is Jordy was by herself, and you can't play tennis with one
No,
person.
I was
so.
not by myself. You're so
They're like, we just want to play against you. No, it's my court.
She's like, I'm working on my volleys by myself. Thank
Did
you.
did you win your match?
No, we tied, and we didn't get to play a third set because there were people, and it was too late.
Ugh,
I know.
boring story.
Yeah, I didn't tell that part of the story.
Jody,
because that wasn't the important
I want to
part.
play you as well because I think I will. Yeah.
Okay, that's
we got to
fine.
play as well.
That's fine.
Dude, Walter buys one Bobolat, and now he thinks he's fucking Pete
No,
Sampras.
I didn't get a Bobolat.
Unbelievable.
I looked at the Bobolats and I chose not to get one. So
I want to know
FYI,
what racket Cheeto got. What is the hot racket?
it's not good enough.
Bobolat's hot right now. What do you
I
have, Jordy? You got a Bobolat?
I have a Bobolat and I have a head.
All right. We'll come through next week with your rackets. Both tangible racket and also your physical
Come
banter
through with the ratchets.
and ratchets. We're back next week. We got surprises coming up, so I don't
So
know
many
what else
surprises.
you want.
Yeah.
So,
Keep
I
on
don't know
watching.
about
See
these
you next
surprises.
week.
Right after my show. Which one of these hoes I don't know? I don't need no.